Don't talk to me about how messy this is, okay? Good morning and welcome to a vlog. It is super rainy and dreary outside, but I'm living for it. It makes this morning feel so warm and cozy. So I'm making myself a cup of tea. And this morning I have some early morning phone calls with some clients, so I'm gonna go upstairs, start those. And yeah, we'll just see where the day takes us today. Mwah. We are on a little bit of a walk right now. I'm using my phone to record if the audio sounds a little bit different, but it is kind of like a muggy day. I had the worst heat wave this past week, and so it just feels nice to be in like a little bit of cooler weather. It's still like 25 degrees, but it is much cooler than it was. Being by the water, it just brings me so much peace. The dogs love it. He's just in a bush, and so we all definitely benefit from it. But if you haven't had any time to take a step outside, just open a window if you can, step out onto your balcony or a porch if you have one, go on a little bit of a walk. It just feels so good to be with nature. I feel like it's very calming, very healing, and I always feel so much better. So, but yeah, just a little suggestion. Also these, oh my God, I'm surrounded by mosquitoes, are the dresses that I always wear on my dog walks. There are little like skirts, so dresses with shorts underneath, and I get them from Old Navy. I will try to link them down below if they still have them. I got these last season and I have them in like 6 different colors. They are incredible, so comfortable, no chafing. Y'all know it. Oh my God, he's usually scared of the water, so this is just so cute. Are you dipping your little paws in? Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. So I just got home from that walk that you guys saw me on, and I helped Andrew with a little bit of yard work. Your girl is sweaty and I'm about to jump in the shower to wash everything off. But in one of my last vlogs, I had a PR package from FabFitFun, and I told you guys that I would let you know what I think of the products once I've tried them out a little bit. By the way, this is not sponsored. It was all just PR, and some people were just interested in if I thought it was, you know, worth it. And so I believe it came with 5 items, and I'm gonna go through each of those 5 items quite quickly to let you know what I think. The first item was that cooler bag, and that cooler bag is awesome. I've used it only one time since I've gotten it, but it kept everything nice and cold with the ice packs that I put in. It was definitely a win, and it's also quite good quality. Like, it doesn't feel like cheap material. The next thing were these Volition Gradual Tan serum. Basically a serum that you put on your face, and then overnight or within a couple of hours kind of gives you a little bit of a glowy tan. The bottle was not in the best condition when I did get it. I've used it a handful of times, as you can see, and I will say that it does exactly what it says it's going to do. It gives you quite like a natural tan, and then you can add more of like the droppers if you want more of a tan look. It goes onto your skin just like any regular clear serum, so keep that in mind. You can't really see what the tan is going to look like, but I do have it on my face right now, and I think that it looks pretty good. I am naturally quite tan in the summer, and I always wear my like big sunglasses or sunglasses in general when I'm on a walk, and so this just evened out my tone a little bit. So I did like this product. One of the products that I had quite high hopes for was this liquid chafing powder. I honestly don't think that this is that great. It applies really weird. It is a liquid, and when you rub it in with your hands, it gets like this weird cakey buildup on your fingers, and it's like you kind of have to scrape it off with your nails to get it off. It was not fun. I honestly think that those glider sticks or Mega Babe sticks would be better than this, and so this gets like a no for me. Definitely not worth the money or investing in this product in of itself. It's a Blink Lash Extensions Tubing Mascara, and I will say that like it's a pretty decent mascara. By the way, sorry if I sound a little bit congested. I'm coming off like one of the worst colds that I had in a long time, and so I'm just getting back into the swing of things, and even though I feel better, there's this pressure in the middle of my face from all of that congestion, so it's not that fun. I will say I don't think that it's better than any drugstore mascara that you can get. The waterproof works really well, but yeah, I would just stick to like a $7 to like $12 drugstore mascara instead of splurging on something like this. Oh yeah, that's like a $35 mascara. Definitely not worth the price. And then the last thing that I said I would review is this cream blush by Fenty Beauty. And I really like this. I've used it plenty of times. The thing I love about blushes is that I also use them as eyeshadows. Depending on the blush, if it's a liquid blush, I can use it on my lips a little bit. I think it's such a versatile product. And I really did like this peachy sort of blush. I found it quite nice and easy to work with, and it has like a little bit of a shine to it as well. So this is great for like glowy looks. And I definitely think that this is worth it. I will say that I find personally it's a little bit more of like a buildable blush. It isn't super pigmented, but you can build it up to get the look that you're looking for. But my skin has peachy undertones, so maybe that's why it wasn't as apparent on my skin tone, but perhaps on another skin tone it would pop a little bit more. But I do really love it. I think peach is a very natural kind of color, a little bit of a flush look, and so I definitely liked this. Before I shower, I wanted to show you guys something that is so requested, which is how I do my Dutch braids. I do this when my hair is getting a little bit greasy, and tomorrow is a hair wash day, which means that today my hair is not looking the best. It's a little bit greasy, and that's okay, but I love to put it in Dutch braids when that's the case. I am really not the best person to give tutorials. I feel like I don't always explain things in the best way, but we're gonna try to do that. At least with hair and makeup and things like that. Also, if you get weirded out by like women with like stubble or body hair, grow up. It's natural, it's natural. I use these tiny little plastic elastics, which are great, but sometimes a little pain in the ass to get out of. Okay, so the first thing that you are going to do is just separate your hair into two completely different sections. If you find it easier, you can even like tie off one of the sections if you don't want them getting all jumbled or anything like that. Andrew's mowing the lawn right now, and Harley gets terrified of that, so he has joined me in our bathroom. Create two sections of hair, one on each side of your face, and I'm just going to tie one of these away. I usually don't, but I'm trying to make this as simple of a tutorial to follow as possible. I brush my hair when it's wet so that I don't get rid of my waves, but I'm gonna brush out my hair just so that it is nice and easy to work with. I'm gonna try to use the viewfinder a little bit to help you guys, but you're basically gonna grab all of the hair to one side, and you're gonna start at the top, and you're gonna grab a small section of hair, around an inch or so like that. And what you're gonna do, take two fingers, okay, and create with your fingers 3 strands of hair. So you got 1, 2, 3. The difference between a Dutch braid and a French braid is in a Dutch braid, you're constantly going under instead of over. But one of the most important things that I can tell you is to have every movement with your hair quite tight. If you're going really loose and you're keeping your hair like just loose in general, the strands, it's not gonna look very good. And it's gonna be really hard to make it all the way to the bottom of your hair without like getting caught in pieces of hair because it's all loose. I'm a visual learner, so maybe you are too, and let me show you. So you grab the chunk of hair, you create 3 sections. I like to personally only use my middle fingers to move each piece of hair with each strand because I find it easier. And you're gonna start off, see again, I'm taking my middle finger and I'm grabbing that piece, and with the other piece of hair, I'm moving it under that braid. And the same thing over there, I'm just gonna grab it. And so every single time you make a little braid, you grab more hair, and your middle finger grabs that middle strand of hair, okay? So again, adding in more hair, middle finger grabs that middle strand, and I hold. And again, remember to tighten. So over here, you see how loose it is? With my other hand, I'm grabbing and pulling the braid to tighten it. And so it's exactly like a French braid, but with every single movement, you are just adding in more hair. And at one point, all of the hair is going to be incorporated kind of like this. Usually for me, that's at like the nape of my neck or like the base of my ear, all of my hair is included. And then you just braid regularly all the way down. And the reason you want all of the hair in this section to be sort of collected by the time you're at the nape of your neck or sort of right under your ear over here is because if you don't do that, then you're gonna have these huge pieces of hair that are trying to connect to this braid, and it's not gonna look as like one, if that makes sense. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but people ask for this tutorial all the time. And I just take a little elastic and I secure it off at the bottom. So my top tips are always go under, pull the braid tightly, finish at the sort of nape of your neck / right below your ear over here, and make sure that all of the hair is in there. And use your middle fingers mainly to grab those kinds of strands, because I find if you don't use a specific finger. It doesn't have to be the middle. I just find it's most organic and easiest. But at the same time, if you don't do that, you might feel a little bit confused and forget which sort of step you're on. That's about how helpful I can be with the Dutch braid. I am sure there are much better tutorials on YouTube. Figured I would show you. Let's shower up, baby. I scraped my arm on the door handle. That really hurt. We are in my bedroom and we are about to try something on. I just realized though that I'm standing here like half naked, and there are people across the street, so we might find a better spot. So I'm here, my cotton underwear, my little crop top, and we are going to try on some pants from Free People. These are called the Quinn pants, and I've heard amazing things about them. They're supposed to be lightweight, breezy. I like very lightweight options in the summer to stay nice and cool. And I got these in a vibrant pink. So let's try them on. So this is kind of what they look like. Super big, super wide legged. This is in a size large. Let's try it on. This feels so freaking comfortable. This is what the pants look like. I just wanted to put on like literally any crop. This is a crop that I do not wear outside of the house. It is a lounging crop, but either way, we're all pals over here. But they are super loose, super flowy. I love how comfortable they are. They come in a lot of different colors. Not me just kneeing my bookshelf, but I literally love them. I feel like I'm gonna be living in these pants. So I thought that we would just do a little unboxing together to see what I thought of them. And honestly, 10 on 10 from another little angle. Super cute, I love them.
Seen my twin brother, I keep missing his calls. It's funny just how easily a family can drift apart. I'm finally getting married to an angel.
In this vlog, by the way, it is not going to be a what I eat in a day or everything that I eat in a day or anything like that, but I do want to show you my lunch because she's looking real good. But I have some leftover salmon because Andrew and I went out to dinner this past weekend and we go heavy on the appetizers. So I brought home some Atlantic salmon, and on top it has a tomato salsa, which is so good. And then I just whipped together some pesto pasta with a little bit of cream. Such a good combination if you have never had this together before. And I'm gonna read my book as I eat. The book that I'm reading right now is The Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. It is okay. I'm only on chapter 5, as you saw. Riley Sager for me is hit or miss. I either really, really like his books or I think that they are the worst things ever. So this one, the verdict is not out just yet. So friends, it is the next day, but we are gonna continue this vlog nonetheless. You might hear intense construction noises in the background. I hope you can. I hope you can. I hope you can't. But if you do, they've been going on since 6 a.m. this morning. And it is currently 3 p.m. I don't see it going away anytime soon, but I do have a little bit of a farmer's market haul for you. I get these big bins delivered and it's basically just a bunch of like independent shops and markets that come together where you can order in one place. They put your basket together and they send it to you. If you're from Montreal, it is called Loofah Farms if you're interested in getting yourself a basket. But I figured we'd do a little haul because tonight, for the last thing that we're gonna do in this vlog together, we are going to be making a chicken stew, which I'm really excited about. I love me some chicken stew, but I have not made it in literally years. I was craving it, and so last night I put it in order. So let me show you everything that we've got. So the first thing that I got is some thyme.
What are we talking about?
Time.
There's psychological time and then clock time.
Not tell me on the website that I was literally ordering a pot of thyme.
Now I'm a little embarrassed because I thought we were going to be talking about the spice time. And that's really all I've studied up on.
A little plant. So I'm gonna have Andrew plant this into our garden because he is the one with the green thumb and we do have some space. So now we'll have thyme all the time. Haha. Oh gosh, very dad joke of me. Some of this for the stew tonight. They didn't have any rosemary, but that's okay. Sometimes we gotta improvise with what we've got. But I got a little plant. I also just spilled dirt and soil all over my island. Next up is a beautiful loaf of bread. This is a sourdough and oat spelt bread, I think, but it looked amazing online, so I got some of that. Another recipe that I want to make this week is a chicken sausage orzo with like broccoli and cheese. So I just picked up a little bag of that, of the orzo. I wanted to try something new, so I got a dragon fruit. I have tried dragon fruit before, but this one said red dragon fruit, and now that I'm looking at it, I'm wondering if they mean red inside, which is what I thought, or just red outside. So I'll have to see. I did get some cloves of garlic, some cremini mushrooms. I'm gonna throw this in the stew. The recipe doesn't call for it, but you can jazz up any recipe you want. In this bag over here, we have some gorgeous fingerling potatoes. Again, for the stew. We're sensing a theme over here. I literally just put it in order for basically 2 recipes. I picked up a thing of chocolate soy milk because I love a banana chocolate peanut butter smoothie, and this is my preference for the liquid. You can use just standard chocolate milk, which I like, but this just, it's very, very chocolatey, and I love that so much. Thank you. I'm trying to show you without them all spilling out, but I got some beautiful Quebec strawberries as it is strawberry season. I needed to pick up some more yogurt for smoothies, so I have this one, which is a raspberry flavored yogurt. I love it so much. I wanted to try this drink. I've had other drinks from Flirt before and I really do enjoy it, but this one over here is a sparkling raspberry lemonade, which sounds literally right up my alley. So excited to have this later. Maybe I'll have this while I'm cooking some dinner. Some sharp cheddar, and this is going to be for that orzo recipe. Cooking cream or coffee cream, I use it for both. I need chicken broth for both the stew as well as the other recipe, so I figured I would try 2 different types. This is just a plain classic old chicken broth. And this one is as well, but they're just made by different companies. So I'm gonna see which one I like better. I have got my chicken sausages, a bag of frozen broccoli because they did not have any fresh broccoli. Listen, we make do with what we've got, and this tastes just as good. And the last thing that I got are some chicken thighs. I hope that these frost in time for dinner tonight. If not, it's fine, I'll show you the recipe tomorrow. And then lastly, when your order is over $100, which everything that I just showed you is over 100 Canadian dollars, they give you a little gift which changes every single week basically. So one of the merchants will give something for free and they all take turns. And this week they gave me some heart-shaped macaroons, macaron, however you want to say it. I have actually never tried a macaron in my entire life, ever. So now is the day, maybe, let's try it together. And the gifts really vary. Like I've received a really nice olive oil from them before. Sometimes they just give you some free tomatoes, but I love free things, so it's always a nice little touch. Personally, I'm quite picky with desserts as a whole. Like there are only specific desserts that I love, and then others that I'm like, nah, I could go without just because they're just not my thing. Meringue is one of them, and I think that these are meringue based. So my expectations are quite low for me liking it, but I'm open to try anything. But look how cute it is. It is a blackberry macaron with some blackberry filling in it as well. Cheers, let's try it. Okay, not for me.
Not this.
I thought that the outside would be crunchy, but it's kind of soft. So like, I don't know, by the way, I've never tried a macaron, so I don't know if this is a good one or not. Like I'm sure like other desserts, there are some that are better than other depending where they're made. I really don't like that. I don't really like the texture. I don't really like the flavor. I'm glad that I didn't buy them and that they came for free. So Andrew or somebody else is going to enjoy these. And I will see you either later today or tomorrow when I'm making that dang stew, whenever everything is all set and ready. So I'm finally getting around to filming that stew that I was talking about. Turns out I actually don't have all of the ingredients. This has taken a little bit longer because our fridge broke earlier this week, and so we've had our kitchen look like a construction zone, so it is a couple of days later. I have everything in my mise en place because I just think that this makes cooking a lot easier, especially when I'm filming. And this is an Instant Pot recipe, so it's one of those things that you can just say goodbye to. Which I love so much. So anyway, got my chicken, mushrooms, garlic, onions. I do not have carrots, but we're gonna substitute them for something else later. These are some fresh herbs from my garden. So we have some parsley that I chopped up. And then here we have some chives, and then underneath the chives is the thyme.
and Andrew planted that into our garden as well. So now we've got thyme whenever we need it. And yeah, I will show you the process of putting together the stew, but it should be super simple and easy.
What do you like about this girl? I mean, there's like a lot of things. I'd probably start with,
I like the way she smiles. She got me staring for a while.
So I grabbed my Instant Pot, and today we are going to be doing the slow cook. I'm going to be linking the recipe in the description down below because I'm doing something a little bit different. But let's get started on this stew. So in the Instant Pot, I'm going to add some chicken, and I already sauteed it in the pan a little bit to give it a little bit of a crisp on the outside. Going to do 2 cups of chicken broth. Normally I have wine, but it turns out that I don't have any left, so I'm gonna add in a 1/2 cup of broth instead of white wine. Next up is a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. That's gonna be the best pronunciation that you get today. And we're also gonna do a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, some dried oregano, a teaspoon of kosher salt, cracked black pepper. I'm going to add in some chopped up chives as well as that thyme. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a mixy mix all together. It already smells so delicious. Up next, we have around 6 cloves of garlic, a chopped yellow onion, and some fingerling potatoes that I chopped up as well. I give this one last mix. And I think I added a few extra potatoes and a little bit more chicken, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more broth in there as well. Probably an extra 1/2 cup or so. I put the slow cooker to the lowest setting, and it's going to be cooking for the next 7.5 hours, which means it'll be done around like 7:30, 8 p.m., which is great because that's usually when we eat dinner. But we did get the first step done. The second step at 7:30 we will do together later tonight. But now we just wait. All right, it is clearly later. You might hear Andrew watching F1 in the basement right now, but we are here to finish our stew finally. It has a little bit more cooking to do, but let's do the final steps. All right, so first things first, take off the top. We have a little guest who's gonna be eating his dinner, but what I'm going to do is grab a 1/2 cup of broth. Just gonna give this a little stir first. Maybe using a ladle is smarter than what I'm doing right now. So we've got 1/2 cup of the broth. I'm gonna throw that into our bowl. And in the meantime, I'm gonna add mushrooms, some parsley, and also some frozen green peas into our mixture. Coming back to our little bowl over here with the broth, we're gonna do 1/2 cup of cream. And then we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of flour. I'm gonna give this a nice whisk all together. So you have no more clumps in your cream mixture, you're gonna add this to the pot. I'm gonna try to make sure that almost everything is covered in that delicious broth. Uncovered to cook this on high for around 15 to 20 minutes as it thickens up. I'm gonna do 20 minutes and I will show you what it looks like when it is all finished. It's probably gonna look ugly, but I think it's gonna taste good. All right, you guys, the stew is done. It smells and looks incredible. And you can serve this with rice, you can have it with some bread on the side. But dinner is served. Does this not look delicious? Okay, the color is not the most appealing thing in the entire world, but it looks so freaking good, and I am hungry and excited to try this. I've been working on my novel all night. I'm having so much fun writing it, and I just can't wait until it's done, and hopefully I get to put it out into this world. Let's try a bite of this delicious stew. The chicken is literally falling apart. That is so good. Mushrooms have absorbed so much flavor. Time for a potato now too. So good. As I said before, I'm gonna link the recipe in the description down below if you wanna make this as well. But that is gonna be it for today's vlog. I hope that you enjoyed. I'm really sorry about all of the delays with the videos lately. I've been so busy just with life things going on. My sister is pregnant and my first little nephew is coming very soon, and it was just her baby shower, and so that took up a lot of my time. But I am hoping to get back into weekly uploads very soon. So thank you so much for being so patient and so kind, and for all of the wonderful messages that you guys always send. Don't forget to do something kind for yourself, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye friends.